All right, Sam, here we are again. Super Bowl's coming up. Everybody's talking about how to win the Super Bowl. That goes for the teams playing, but also the brands, the agencies, everybody's trying to figure out how to win the Super Bowl. But what we've seen in the last 3 to 4 years that's really changed is the amount of money, resources, and time being spent to win it on digital. But has anything really changed on digital in that 3 to 4 years?
Right, like you said, the headlines are changing. You know, there is so much talk about that shift, but let me tell you what's not shifting, and that's a lot of the advertisers' mindsets. You know, most advertisers are really just thinking about how do I amplify this TV commercial using digital, and that includes putting it on YouTube the week leading into the game, and then pre-roll ads, and spending a ton of money to get those eyeballs, when really they should be thinking about how do I get a reaction from the people I'm trying to reach.
And it's that money that's the real issue with brands, because they're spending so much money to get that pre-roll that you talked about to go further on social, and that's really the way that they're looking at getting reach, is through paid channels. But at a time like the Super Bowl, when every brand is paying a lot of money to drive their content on social, there's a lot less to go around, and your paid efforts really start to suffer.
Right, and they're also not leveraging social for what it's meant for. It's really meant for people to talk to each other, share what they're interested in, share what they're passionate about. So they're really not leveraging the platforms, and to your point, they're not getting the best bang for their buck from their other paid efforts.
The promise of social was supposed to be organic reach.
Exactly.
And I feel like we're starting to get away from that a little bit. The upside of social is when you create something and get it into the right audience, and you build excitement around that something that you've created. That content should be traveling because people are talking about it, they're sharing it, they're retweeting it.
Everyone's always saying organic is dead. There's no way to get organic reach without paid. What we've seen though on our Tide tribute video to Brett Favre on the night that his jersey was retired at Lambeau Field, we knew how Packers fans felt about Favre. We knew that he was their beloved quarterback. Then there was turmoil, and now they're finally ready to welcome him home and retire his jersey. So we understood that complicated relationship in a way that a lot of traditional advertisers just don't take the time to do.
And that doesn't happen by chance. That comes from an approach built on fan insights. Take a look at what we did for the draft, for instance. Tide needed to establish a connection with all 32 fan bases. So how do you do that? Well, you go and you research all 32 fan bases. And we walked into that draft war room with a Google Doc that had 13 tabs of information on every fan base, from the hashtags they use, to the people that influence them, to even the cultural touch points and the things that make those fan bases what they are. As an agency with 30 years of earned media experience, that really gives us a great vantage point into why it is that the PR discipline is best positioned to lead digital and social content strategy.